it's another cloudy day in downtown Toronto. Angels, Blue Jays, third game of this set, and yes, the lid is on, for now at least, with the threat of rain in the forecast. You're watching Rogers Blue Jays baseball in high definition on TSN. And this is how they prepare the pitching mound before every game. A little cleansing solution on the pitching rubber. Then they start pounding the clay over top. They work at it. They're the hardest working people at Rogers Center, and they do a great job. Hi, everybody. Rod Black along with Pat Tabler. Blue Jays have done a pretty good job against these LA Angels over the last couple of days. The Angels yesterday, though, Tabby, showed Toronto why they have such a dangerous offensive team and why they're the West Division leaders.
Scott Richmond was really pitching a whale of a ball game against the Angels, the highest scoring team in all of baseball. But then the power came through. First of all, Vladimir Guerrero. He had struck him out a couple of times in the game and then makes a mistake, and Guerrero makes him pay with a long one. They go to the bullpen. Brian Tallett's going to come out, but he can't stop the bleeding either. Juan Rivera with a long home run down the right field line really breaks the game open, and the Jays eventually lost. And for the Angels, the bats have been showing the way. The pitching has been okay, but it has been the bats. Look at how many runs they are scoring per game over their last 38, almost 7 runs a game. The record shows it at 28-10.
Couple of rookie pitchers on the mound today. One rookie with some experience, the other very raw.
Yeah, Trevor Bell gets the start, won his first major league game his last time out at Cleveland. Pitched a whale of a game there. Ricky Romero looking to get it back on track, looking for his 11th win of the season, which would tie him with Jeff Neiman for the most of all rookies in the American League.
Maybe a Rookie of the Year campaign for the young guy. Ricky the rookie against Trevor Bell. Angels, Jays next. We'll play ball.
And is brought to you by Rogers High-Speed Internet, the fastest and most reliable, period. Visit Rogers.com/fastest internet.
Again, indoor baseball today under the dome here at Rogers Center. Ricky Romero warming up for the Blue Jays as we take a look at the Los Angeles Angels lineup today. Mike Scioscia changes things up a little bit with the southpaw on the hill. Sean Figgins, as always, leads off. Bobby Abreu bats second. Torrey Hunter back in the lineup. Did play on Friday night in the loss to the Jays. Vladdy Guerrero, home run yesterday. The Angels are 9-0 when he hits a home run in a game. Juan Rivera, Mike Napoli behind the plate today. Kendry Morales, Howie Kendrick inserted at second base today. Eric Ibar, the shortstop.
That is the lineup that Ricky Romero will face. Romero's struggles continued in his last start against the Boston Red Sox. In that game, he gave up 5 earned runs, which was the shortest of his career. The outing, just 3 2/3. Over his past 3 starts, Romero's 0-1 with an ERA approaching 7, so he needs to get it back on track. He has never faced the Angels in his career. The scouting report for Ricky Romero. He's got all 4 of the pitches, the fastball, the curve, the slider, and the change, and he needs more strikes. 81 pitches last time out, just 41 of them for strikes. Take a little off. I think he needs to throw more of his changeups, more curveballs for strikes. And that start against the Boston Red Sox, he did not get them fishing for those off-speed pitches, which is such a big part of his game.
Romero ready to go, delivers the opening pitch. Down the middle, strike 1. Brian Knight, home plate umpire today. Hunter Wendelstedt, Dana DeMuth, and Doug Eddings. Eddings behind the plate yesterday's down the third base line this afternoon. Very quick team full of 300 averages. The LA Angels, including this guy.
This is a team, the Angels, that we've talked about it the last couple of days, how well they have been hitting, but they have been getting hits 10 times in a game. So many of them. Their team batting average, the best in all of baseball. 10 or more hits in 22 of their last 31, and they come at you all different ways.
Breaking ball is fouled away. Sean Figgins is the Angels version of Marco Scutaro, leadoff guy who gets on base a lot, but no one gets on base more in the American League than Sean Figgins.
And no surprise that he leads the American League in runs scored. He has the production behind him when he gets on base. Romero was not very good again in his last start against Boston. A career low in the innings pitched, just 3 2/3. He has had his trouble against the Red Sox this year, and I think one of the reasons why is they are a very patient bunch. He could not get his breaking ball over in that start. Faces a good one here this afternoon in the Angels, a lot like Boston Red Sox.
Romero, who's going for win number 11 today, his record 10-5. If he didn't face the Red Sox this year, his ERA would be lower, his record would be much better.
0-2 with an ERA of 10 against the Red Sox. Everybody else 10-3 with an ERA of about 3.
1-2 again. Tried to get him to nibble on the outside corner and didn't get the call from the home plate umpire, just missed outside. Ground ball down to Jose Bautista. Strong throw over, and there's out number 1.
Keep him off the bases. Here's how they'll line up defensively this afternoon. Lynn, Wells, and Snider in the outfield. There's 7 assists between the 3 of them in the outfield. Third to first on the infield, same as we saw in yesterday's game. Bautista, Scutaro, Hill, and Overbay. And behind the plate today, Raul Chavez, who has great numbers throwing out base stealers, and probably going to have to use that against the Angels this afternoon.
Now Bobby Abreu. Another one of the many 300 hitters for the Los Angeles Angels. They make contact.
And they make you throw pitches. An 8-pitch at bat to Sean Figgins to lead off the ball game for Romero. That'll get that pitching count up.
Off of Romero. And a base hit by Bobby Abreu, who was 0 for 5 yesterday.
Scott Richmond struck him out 3 times with 3 different pitches. Curveball, changeup, and a fastball the last time. Not wasting any time here early in the count. A high fastball. Looked like that one might have hit Romero.
Him. Yeah, clipped him a little bit. He's okay though. Torrey Hunter did not play yesterday. The 8-time Gold Glover. Ground ball again, backhanded. Bautista can't make the play, nor will make the throw, and now 2 on for the Angels. That will be an error charged to Bautista.
We became very spoiled watching Scott Rowland play third base.
No kidding.
He came up with sensational play after sensational play. Bautista can't come up with that short hop. As a third baseman, when you have those high choppers like that, you either want to catch it on the short hop or the big hop. That time it came up, hit him on the heel, and he's charged with his 4th error of the season.
Now Vladimir Guerrero. 2 on quickly for the Angels. He rocked Scott Richmond's world yesterday with a home run. That in the 6th inning to lead off after striking out twice to Richmond earlier. This guy will swing at anything and can make contact with anything.
He has missed a lot of time being on the disabled list with a shoulder, or excuse me, a pectoral muscle problem right around the shoulder area. So he just has 244 at bats.
Jammed him, and it's going to be just outside the reach of Lyle Overbay, trying to chase that down.
Guerrero missed some time. 56 games on the DL this season. But as he goes, so go the Angels. Look at those numbers in the games that he has played in that the Angels have won. A 380 average. That on-base plus slugging is off the charts. But since he came off the DL, he's driven in 11 runs in 17 games. And yesterday, Richmond made him look really bad his first 2 times up. Getting him to swing at pitches out of the strike zone, striking him out, and then hung one. And Guerrero, like we've seen him do so many times, launched it into the bullpen.
Trying to bust him inside. Guerrero will not be cheated. He takes a massive cut.
Back of the line, got great plate coverage right on top of the dish. If you try and throw him on the inner half, he's quick that he can really hold the ball down the left field line. You try throwing him off the plate too, with him standing. That shot we had overhead, if you try and throw something off the plate away, he's got those long arms with that long back that he can go out there and just hook balls down the left field line also. They try and throw the ball over here towards the left-handed batter's box where that line is. He can still go out there and get it. We've seen him do it time and time again.
3-2 now. Ground ball. Bautista now trying to make the double play and is safe at second base.
That's why you start the runners to stay out of the double play. You might run into one of those line drive double plays because you start the runner. But Mike Scioscia knows his ball club, and he knows what type of hitter Guerrero is. He gets it on the ground, and they can't turn two. Bautista tries to. But too quick is Torrey Hunter to get the second base. Not taking anything for granted. Heads up by Hill to complete it over to first base to at least get one out.
Now Juan Rivera. Two runners in scoring position, and Romero trying to get out of this first inning. Rivera yesterday hit a home run. Even Cito Gaston was saying today, he didn't think it was going out. He was more concerned about it going foul, looking at it. So we all looked at it, and it just was able to sneak out over the right field wall.
I think Rivera thought that the ball was going to slice foul, but it just straightened out and kept carrying.
Line drive now out to left field, and over the shoulder goes Adam Lind. So the Angels leave two runners in scoring position. Ricky Romero gets out of it, and the Blue Jays will come to bat when we come back. On Friday night, yesterday, Adam Lind with a home run. Fourth in the AL East. Cito Gaston's Blue Jays. Marco Scutaro, as always, top of the order. Then Aaron Hill. Then Adam Lind. Over 500 against the Angels. Lyle Overbay, Vernon Wells, Randy Ruiz, Jose Bautista, Travis Snider, Raul Chavez. The same lineup as they had yesterday, with the exception of the catcher Chavez. Takes over from Rod Barajas today.
They will be facing Trevor Bell. It was a struggle, but Bell claims his first major league win in his second start. In his last time out against the Cleveland Indians, he pitched just 5 1/3 innings against the Tribe. Bell's a former first-round compensation pick, has not pitched above Class A before this season, but he showed some good stuff in his last start to pick up his first big league win. His mom was at the game, and after the game he gave her the ball that he had to commemorate his first big league win.
Isn't that nice? He's got an interesting family background. Get to that in a moment. I would say one of the most interesting in baseball right now. The 0-2, Scutaro the other way, and fouled it off. His granddad is one of the most famous men in North America.
Television personalities
in Chicago. Trevor Bell's granddad, Bob Bell, was Bozo the Clown. He's been an actor himself, as a matter of fact. He's been in some TV commercials since he's been 8 years old. You know, do you tell people, what was your granddad? My granddad was Bozo the Clown.
He was famous. That's what I would say. Yeah. Right?
Hey, Bozo the Clown's funny.
Good for him. But he's no clown. He's a former first-round draft pick who has spent the last 3 years in A-ball working his way back, just 22 years old.
Scudero the other way. Abreu hauls it in and greets the wall. Scudero, the shot the other way. Little scare for Trevor Bell there.
No problem with Bobby Abreu out there to run it down. But let's take a closer look at young Trevor Bell. What does he have? The scouting report this afternoon. He is a command guy. He won't overpower you with his stuff, but he'll use his 4 pitches, the fastball, the curve, slider, and the changeup, to move the ball around the strike zone. And in that game against the Indians, when he won his first big league game, he had a good changeup. Got a lot of big outs in that game against the Indians with a changeup.
Aaron Hill, what a season. 29 home runs, 81 RBIs. Leads the Blue Jays, and that's automatic out there. Torrey Hunter.
Lots of gold.
Lots of gold. Errorless gold, too. He's got an impressive streak going. 240 games and counting without an error.
We have a couple of outfielders here without making an error. Sean Figgins and Ibar on the left side have been spectacular. Kendrick and Morales on the right side. Mike Napoli will do the catching with young Trevor Bell. Napoli really helped Bell get through that last start. He's very smart back there, the veteran.
Adam Lind, home run yesterday to atone for a ball that he maybe should have caught a little earlier, allowed a few runs to come across, and this is what Adam Lind does. He can spray the ball all over the place. Talked about his hit chart yesterday, and he is definitely not a pole hitter. He can go anywhere.
But if you spin the ball and you slow it down and you speed his bat up, he can pull the ball down into the corner and over the fence in right field. But here, he's going to stay on the ball just a little bit longer. See the hands come in, but the barrel stays on the hitting plane a very long time.
Isn't that a classic pose, classic swing?
Classic for left-handers. Why do they always have the nice swings, the left-handed swingers? That's beautiful. Good follow-through, good finish.
Here's another one. Classic finish, classic swing. Lyle Overbay. Cleanup roll. He's excelled in it since he's taken over. Blue Jays have had a few cleanup guys this season, including Scott Rowland. Overbay to the gap. Should be 2 bases. Adam Lind's getting waved here by Nick Leyva. And he will score. Lyle Overbay, double. And the Blue Jays are on the board.
Since Cito Gaston put him in the cleanup spot, he has been driving in some runs. Big runs. This is classic Lyle Overbay right here. Pound it the other way, and once it gets by those fielders, the outfielders are very quick with good arms. Once it gets by him, Lind is able to come all the way around from first base to score. Had a big series in New York a couple of weeks ago, and knocks in the first run of this game with a ringing double to left center.
When Lyle Overbay is finding those gaps, that is when he is at his best. Now Vernon Wells. 13th home run of the season for Vernon into the second deck in left field on Friday night against these Angels. And another base hit. Leyva giving Overbay the wave. Here comes the throw, and he'll score. The Blue Jays lead 2-0.
It'll be a short afternoon if Trevor Bell doesn't get the ball down. Couple of pitches, Lynn, Overbay, and now Wells. The ball is elevated. Fastball in the wheelhouse, hit hard to center field. I thought Torrey Hunter had a shot at getting Overbay, but the ball is leaking on him a little bit. Napoli thinks he still has it. He can make the play and come back and get the sweep tag. You can see Napoli's reaction. He wanted that ball. But Morales cuts it off. The Jays have their second run.
Here's Randy Ruiz, one of the newcomers to the Blue Jays lineup the last couple of weeks. .38 at bats for Ruiz with 12 hits, 7 runs scored. He's got some pop.
He certainly does. He has a quick bat. Reminds me, believe it or not, when I watch him hit, I don't know if it's because of where he plays as a designated hitter. He reminds me of Cecil Fielder. He's big, he's thick, has a good idea at the plate, nimble enough.
A young Cecil Fielder.
Young, yeah.
When he was in
half
his
half
teenage
of Cecil.
years. Yeah. Cecil was a big man.
But he's thick through the chest. You can see right there, and big, strong arms, and still has a quick bat and an idea at the plate. Cecil was a pretty good hitter. You know, to go along with good power numbers, he was a good hitter.
Talented baseball player. You see that in his son.
Yeah.
Who's a phenom.
Good hitter because he had the ability to go the other way. He could hit with 2 strikes. You make a mistake and he would make you pay.
Boy, a wicked swing there. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, everybody talking about this being a dress rehearsal for next season. And I know it's getting to the end of August, but the Blue Jays are 20 games out. And here is a guy who wants to make an impact. It's so hard for him to latch on. So many years in the minors.
Well, he certainly opened some eyes with what he did in New York. Homering in his first game and then hitting a bomb against A.J. Burnett at Yankee Stadium over the 399 sign in left field. Following that up with a home run here to right center field. So it's not just home runs that are pulled to left field off of mistakes. They're pitches that are out the way.
And he walked him. So now Wells goes into scoring position. Ruiz goes to first. And Trevor Bell, who got the first 2 hitters, has run into a world of hurt here in the first inning. And Jose Bautista will come to the plate.
Marco Scutaro hit the ball hard to right field. Bobby Abreu made a good catch on that one on the warning track. And then Aaron Hill hit a line drive right at Torrey Hunter. So he's not fooling him.
This is a good omen for Ricky Romero, of course, who had a bit of a struggling start here today. And we kind of chatted between innings and said, you know, Ricky Romero, the way that the Angels were looking at him, too, he's going to have to keep the ball down.
Get the ball down, move it around, and change speeds. You have a young pitcher. You have him on the ropes. Now apply the knockout punch, the big hit. Don't even give him a chance to get off the canvas.
Bautista looks at strike 1. Down low for ball 1. Clean shaven Jose Bautista today. Slumping the last few weeks.
Good pitch there. That's where he has to live. Right on the outside corner, down and away. And then he doesn't overpower you. He has to be a command guy. He has made 2 starts in the major leagues, both of them just 5 1/3 innings. One against Tampa and one against Cleveland.
ever since Mike Butcher came out. You can see the ball a lot lower.
Yeah, staying lower. And that could be one little thing that the pitching coach can see. You're not separating your hands quick enough, or you're not staying back long enough.
Oh, a ball away from loading the bases for the kid, Travis Snider. Three-two pitch with 2 out. Runners get a head start.
Scott Richmond was in this problem yesterday. Cito Gaston told him, hey, pick up the pace a little bit. This first couple of innings you had, when you struck out 4 out of the 6, you were working quickly, you were throwing strikes. Now you get a couple of guys on and you're like looking around and walking around the mound, and pick up the pace, get it going a little bit more. You're going to help your fielders, you're going to help everybody, feel like the game is moving right along. I've noticed that when young pitchers get on the mound, they get in trouble. They really take their time.
Hit hard. Oh, just past Ibar. 1 run will score. And it's 3-0. And they are ringing Trevor Bell right now.
Got to come in with that fastball. Big league hitters, when they are ready for that fastball and you don't put it in a good spot, they are going to hit it hard. Ibar almost comes up with an incredible play. This is a screaming 2-iron line drive to left field, and he almost comes up with it. It looked like it just missed his glove. Hernan Wells is going to score easily, and Snider now with some home run power.
Down the line, and it's foul. Travis Snider. Looks like he's going to go back and get a new bat.
Mike
That kid's got a new ball.
Mike Scioscia is in a little bit of a quandary here. Friday night, he didn't get much out of his starter and had to go to his bullpen. 8 innings, I believe, out of his bullpen. And they called up reinforcements in Rafael Rodriguez. But he needs some innings from young Trevor Bell this afternoon. He can't let this one get out of hand either.
Boy, Travis Snider is honing in here too. Don't you get a feeling?
Yeah, a couple of change-ups and he's out in front.
Well, if there is a lament for the LA Angels, who have had such a great season after April, question marks surround their pitching staff. Two on, 2 away. 3-0 Blue Jays. Trevor Bell trying to stop the bleeding. Doesn't get the call on the outside edge. Looked very close.
Yeah, fastball. He's got to show him at least one fastball. He might go back to an off-speed pitch, or he might elevate the fastball here up and in. He's got some options now for this pitch. Pitch there. Before this season, Trevor Bell had not thrown an inning over a ball. And what did he do this year in the minor leagues? He's had a couple of different jumps in Double-A, 4-3 with an ERA of 2. They sent him up to Triple-A, where he won 3 of 7 decisions, again with a good ERA. Strikeout numbers not very high, as you can see from there. And he's found himself into another 3-2 count.
Generally, he's been getting ahead of the Blue Jays. And again, look at the numbers. The Las Vegas 51s for Travis Snider.
I think this pitch will tell a lot about Trevor Bell right here. 3-2, 2 out.
And he walks him. The ball gets away. Ruiz down to third base. Bautista to second. Snider to first. Bases are full.
And he
for
went,
catcher Raul Chavez.
He went with a changeup like I thought he would, but missed on it. This is looking a lot like Friday night when the Blue Jays batted around in the first inning and then knocked out young Sean O'Sullivan in the second inning. Still looking for a big hit right here. You don't want to settle for 3 runs.
Not against this team.
No.
Especially early. Chavez watches strike one fly by. Almost 300 his last 8 games. The other way into the front row.
See how much time he's taken in between pitches?
A lot more time than he did early on when he had the 2 outs.
You're walking around, taking your glove off, kind of thinking through the process here.
And we've seen that a lot this year because we've seen a lot of rookie pitchers, as the Angels have. 5 rookie pitchers this year, just like the Blue Jays.
The Angels have employed 13 different starting pitchers this year. 13.
That's amazing for a team that's been able to hold on to.
Last season, when they had that great record, 7 starters took them out all season long.
And they're close to that record this year, just a couple games off the 100-win pace. Still leading their division.
Doing it a different way. The Angel starters won 73 games last season, which was the most in the league, and they pitched 1,012 innings, the second most in the league. A lot different this year with all the rookies that they have had start games for them.
Thrown a lot of balls already. And a lot of pitches early in the first inning. Wow.
So do you take one for the team because of what happened on Friday? That's what I was saying before. Do you let them stay out there for 100, 110 pitches to give your bullpen a break and maybe pass this one along? Or do you use some more guys in the pen to try and win the game?
Strike 3. Gets Chavez. Blue Jays bat around. Lyle Overbay had an RBI. Vernon Wells drives in a run. Blue Jays lead 3-0 after 1 at Rogers Center. starting pitcher today, the young guy, Trevor Bell.
Stand up here, son. You got to challenge him more. You can't be walking guys. We'll see how this one plays out now.
It didn't look like Bell had time for a rebuttal, did it?
No. He had his say and went back to work.
Catcher Mike Napoli to lead off here for the Angels. Down 3 quickly. Blue Jays in many ways could have had more and might need it against a very good hitting ball club.
Now Ricky Romero's job right now is to pound that strike zone and get that team, his team, back in the dugout so you can keep the momentum on your side and try and get more runs. What you don't want to do is go out there, walk guys, give up a few hits. You want a 1, 2, 3, bam, bam, bam inning, get back out there and keep the pressure on the other team. In his last start, Ricky threw 81 pitches, 47 of them for strikes, 41 fastballs. And I was talking to a scout after the game who was here watching the game as Napoli skies that ball to the right side. Overbay calls off Chavez and makes the play, and they said he threw a lot of breaking balls, a lot more breaking balls that the Red Sox took. Today, we'll see if he makes the adjustment and attacks this team with more fastballs to set up his off-speed pitches. And they're good. He's got a good curveball and he's got an excellent change. But you can't keep throwing it. You have to mix something else in there.
Kendry Morales now, number 7 hitter. First baseman who took over from the departed Mark Teixeira. Now a Yankee. How many number 7 hitters have the numbers that Kendry Morales has right now?
What a luxury to have a guy with 27 home runs and 82 RBIs hit 7th in your lineup.
Almost 300. And a switch hitter.
He's been money since the All-Star break. 33 driven in. Those are the most RBIs in the American League since the All-Star break.
Good for this guy too. So much pressure on him, the spotlight on him, having to fill in for the guy who was a superstar and does a lot of this. The hits keep coming for Kendry Morales.
That'll get him up over 300. Coming in at 299 before that at bat. Down and in.
That means 7 300 hitters in the lineup right now.
Wow.
And Napoli's at 296. Howie Kendrick hitting a paltry 274.
But if you knew where he came from, you would say 274.
A lot of hitters would take 274 with the kind of seasons they're having.
Kendrick, since he has been recalled from the minor leagues, has finally got it together. He was second in the American League in July in batting at 387. He has raised his average from 230 to where it sits right now at 274 with that hot July. Lots of signs going through between Mike Scioscia and the third base coach. But being down by 3 runs, you don't have a lot of speed on the bases. I think those are just decoy signs.
You get into the game, though, that's a close game. You got to watch these Angels not only with their efficiency at the plate, but also on the base paths. This team is quick.
I have watched them now for 3 days. Saw them earlier in the year also when they came here. When they get on base, they don't take anything for granted. Foul balls, there's hard breaks off the bases.
Fly ball out to Travis Snider in right field. 2 away.
So what I mean about hard breaks off the bases, if you're the base runner at first base like Morales is right there, Kendrick kind of tops the ball out in front of home plate like he did, or taps it down the third base line. A lot of times you'll see base runners, just take it for granted that's a foul ball, and they just kind of jog towards second base. I have not once in 3 games seen a runner on the base take anything for granted, that their breaks are hard. They come out hard, anticipating anything. That's just good practice. You have to practice like that and have it ingrained in you that that's how you are going to run the bases. Fly balls, they go out and they make their breaks hard. They don't just jog out there halfway. They run the bases really well.
And a guy like this, Eric Ibar, who will even lay it down to get a base hit, leads the majors in infield hits. Sly Bautista is pitching in at third base. Do you think that also was a reflection of their manager, Mike Scioscia?
Oh, certainly. Certainly. I mean, you have to play the game the right way, or you're not playing.
As you saw, even with his pitcher, a young pitcher. It wasn't like he came over and coddled Trevor Bell there.
As a young player, when you have tough innings like that, the easiest thing is for the manager to come over and say, hey, that's okay, get him next inning. That ain't going to get it done. You got to tell it like it is. Sometimes a player doesn't want to hear that, but that's the best thing for him.
It's the way Mike Scioscia played.
Sure. Tough, hard-nosed.
Three balls and a strike now, with 2 away, and the Blue Jays ahead 3-0. I get a feeling that Mike Scioscia is one of those guys who's not afraid of anything or anyone.
He shouldn't, right? He's been around the game a long, long time. In all facets, as Ibar hits it on the ground, and that's it. 4 batters for Romero. He gets cleanly through the second, and he gets his offense back in quickly.
But also, if you're coming down, 416-341-1234, get a chance to see Roy Halladay, BlueJays.com/tickets.
Chance to tie Josh Beckett and CC Sabathia for the most wins in the American League with 14. And he gets to face his old friends, the Tampa Bay Rays. They've been tough on him.
Marcos Scudero, Blue Jays went through the order, and now we'll see if Trevor Bell listens to the coaching staff over there and his manager Mike Scioscia and Mike Butcher, the pitching coach. See if he can make adjustments here in the second inning. Blue Jays have an early 3-0 lead. Scudero with a long fly ball out to right field that was hauled in by Bobby Abreu in his first at bat.
We've seen some records this year set by a few of the Blue Jays, most notably Aaron Hill's home run records for second baseman. You know, Marcos Scudero set a Blue Jay record for most walks by a shortstop. He broke Tony Fernandez's record the other day with his 73rd walk, and he's a pitch away from getting number 74.
3 balls, 2 strikes again. A number of full counts already worked by the Blue Jay hitters. This will be pitch number 46 for Trevor Bell. Ripped. Fifth time the Blue Jays have worked into a full count already. And this is a guy who works a lot of pitchers into full counts.
Yeah, that's why he has so many walks and leads the team right up in there in the top 10 in the American League. Another long at bat for Marcos Scudero. Reaching base is so important to do as a leadoff hitter or someone at the top of the lineup. You need to reach base. Hit, walk, hit by pitch, whatever. He is second in the American League in accomplishing that. 5th in all of baseball. And he works another leadoff walk.
This will not help his relationship with his manager right now, nor his pitching coach. Goes to the phone, and the bullpen will be up and working. And here we go.
That signal right there. Hurry up.
Yeah.
Get it going and get quickly. That's Rafael Rodriguez, who was just called up the other day when Sean O'Sullivan was sent down.
Again, if there is a little blip on the radar screen for these Angels, it's their pitching staff.
Well, they got some good news the other day when Saunders, their all-star left-handed starter, threw in the bullpen here on Friday, and he will come off the disabled list and throw Wednesday when they go back home. So they get one of their guys back. There's a Linia in the left field.
Wow, a laser beam by Aaron Hill, base hit. 2 on, nobody out.
Don't waste any time. They want the fastball down and away, and it's about belt high on the inner half. Doesn't even have to move. His hands go right to the ball. Romero has to play it on a bounce. And now Mike Butcher, second inning, second time he's had to go to the mound.
And buy some time for Rodriguez, who's going to be thrown into the fire here too. Here comes home plate umpire Brian Knight to break this little meeting up.
He knows what this is all about. Ryan Knight. This is stall tactics right here to give their reliever a chance to get some extra throws, to get loose quickly. When you're the hitter on deck, boy, you just run right up to the home plate area. You don't give the manager a chance to make that pitching change. You want to get a couple more whacks at him before they take him out.
Well, he's going to have to face Adam Lind here.
He was waiting. He was waiting at the plate.
8 of the last 9 Blue Jay batters have reached base. Nobody out. Lind went the other way. His last at bat in the first inning. Later scored on Lyle Overbay's double. It has been quite a year for the number 2 and 3 hitters. Adam Lind and Aaron Hill, as the umpires talk about someone with a light up in the concourse area, telling him to turn it off.
That is the crew chief right there, Dana DeMuth.
Talked earlier about Lind's power to all fields. Saw that yesterday.
They want the ball in. Watch the catcher slide to the inside. It's a little bit out over the plate, but he pulls his hands in and has that unique ability to go the other way with authority. And the ball was up. Stayed on top of it and drove it to left field for the home run. 25th home run. Blue Jays now have 2 players with 25 or more home runs. 3rd team in the American League that can say that.
Fouled it off the other way again.
The Twins and the Rangers are the only other teams other than the Jays in the American League that can say they have 2 players with at least 25 home runs. That's how good of years Lind and Hill have had.
2-2 pitch, struck him out. Climbed the ladder, and this will bring up Lyle Overbay.
First out of the inning. That's the pitch that we have seen Lind go deep on when he comes up empty, and this time
a far cry from last year for the Toronto Blue Jays. Desperate for power. Vernon Wells, 20 home runs.
Yeah, those 20 home runs led the team.
Overbay with his double and a 51st RBI back in the first inning. Found the gap in left center field. Changeup dances outside.
He has had no command of that changeup this afternoon. A pitch that he got some big outs with in his last start in Cleveland. Has had no success with it here this afternoon.
Marco Scutaro and Eric Ibar have had a nice little series going. Conversation between the two of them playing cat and mouse. I'm not sure which one's been the cat and which one's been the mouse. Yesterday it was Ibar on base and Scudero was
messing with him. Big pitch here. He has fun playing the game. 3-1.
Foul over Bay. Fly ball. Hunter has it. And Scudero will advance, and so too Aaron Hill.
There you go. Good base running there from both Scudero and Hill. You've got a Gold Glover out in center field. He's not made an error. He's got a good arm. But you are going to take advantage of this long fly ball from Lyle Overbay. Sends Hunter back to just about the warning track. You've got to read that and play that play over in your mind before it happens so you can react to it. You know if a ball is going to go out or not. Both of them read it. It's going to be a long fly ball. They tag up, and now a base hit will play 2.
Vernon Wells had an RBI single in the first inning. 2 RBIs now on the season with 13 home runs. 257 average, trying to get those numbers up to the numbers we're more accustomed to from Vernon Wells. Ball away from loading up the bases for Randy Ruiz again. And I would think that that might be it for Trevor Bell. If he walks, and they're going to walk Wells anyways at this point. I'll give them anything good to hit at. And so that will walk him, and will Bell face Ruiz?
Well, that was Mike Scioscia's decision after it got to 3-0. To put Vernon Wells on. Don't even give him a chance to swing at a 3-0 fastball. We'll take our chances with Ruiz. And he'll let him finish this.
Well, let's see if this comes back to haunt the Angels. Ruiz the other way, and it's fair. 1 run will score. 2-run score. Here comes another. Vernon Wells coming home. He's safe. And Randy Ruiz clears the bases.
And he's going to clear out the starting pitcher also. Ruiz has hit a couple of balls hard and had nothing to show for it. This time, doesn't hit it hard, but he hits it in a right spot. Inside out, kind of a jam sandwich down the right field line. Just fair. No fans touch it, which was key. Abreu's got to bring it in all the way. With Wells' speed, he scores from first base. A 3 RBI double for Ruiz. Bell's afternoon is over, and the Jays have doubled up. 3 in the first, 3 in the second. They take a 6-0 lead.
Randy Ruiz, 3 RBIs, much to the chagrin of Trevor Bell. And a very rocky outing, his 3rd major league start coming off his 1st major league win. And Bell will watch now as another young pitcher comes into the game, Rafael Rodriguez.
Just recalled the other day, this is his 4th stint with the Angels this year alone. Fastball, curveball, split finger is what Rodriguez throws. You saw his batting average against in the 12 games that he has pitched. It has not been very good.
Blue Jays tacking on another 3, 6-0. And there's still another duck out there for Jose Bautista with 2 out.
That was the big hit that they were looking for. Bases loaded, clear him with 1 swing.
He should do it. Sean Figgins, but nightmarish start for young Trevor Bell. Randy Ruiz clearing the bases.
Walks in inning and 2/3, 6 earned runs, 6 hits. His afternoon is over now, and Mike Scioscia is going to have to piece it together a lot like he did on Friday night to get through 9 innings here.
All good news right now for Ricky Romero, looking for win number 11. Some support coming off tough start against the Boston Red Sox. A win today would tie another rookie, Jeff Neiman, who will pitch here tomorrow night for Tampa Bay. Ricky Romero has to get some serious consideration for Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, you've got Rick Porcello of Detroit, Jeff Neiman, who you just mentioned. Those are a couple of other pitchers that I know are having a great year also. He had a 12-start stretch where he was so good. It looks like he'd been pitching 5-6 years in the big leagues. He was 8-2 with a 3 earned run average, but he was just working quickly and throwing lots and lots of strikes. You were talking about Romero looking for win number 11. Well, where would that put him with the fantastic freshman that the Jays have had in terms of wins? For most wins for a rookie pitcher, Mark Eichhorn in 1986. Remember that great season he had coming out of the bullpen with 14 wins. Gustavo Chacin is second on that list with 13.
Marco Scutaro, easy play for him. Sean Figgins is down.
The Jays like when Romero takes the mound because they score the most runs out of any pitcher on the staff when he takes the mound. So nothing new here this afternoon. Just over 5 runs a game in the 20 starts for Ricky Romero. He has had 13 quality starts also this year, which is second on the team to who else? Roy Halladay.
Bobby Abreu singled off of Romero in the first. A little shaky start for Ricky Romero. Got out of it in the first inning.
Yeah, if you are scoring at home, that first inning, there has been a scoring change.
Yeah, Jose Bautista, remember that they initially said it was an error to Bautista. That has been changed to a base hit for Torrey Hunter.
So he gave up a hit to Abreu, and Hunter could not turn a double play on Guerrero, and then got out of the first inning on a ball that was hit very hard to left field from Rivera. And just like Mark Zepchinski the other day, when the Blue Jays scored 4 runs in the bottom of the first inning, he labored in the top of the inning, and then cruise control into the 7th, throwing goose eggs at the Angels. See if Romero can do the same thing. Easy out there. Good positioning by Scudero right behind the bag to take away a hit.
So a question for you, with Mark Zepchinski and Brett Cecil effectively being shut down in September, I'd imagine we're going to see a few other new arms come up and get a chance to pitch.
Well, one of the names that I've heard is Tallett's going to come out of the bullpen and get some starts. Scott Richmond, because he's been on the disabled list, he's not even close to his number of innings where they're going to shut him down. And then you've got Halladay and Romero. So there's 4, and with some off days, you know,
maybe just go 4
for a while, maybe a spot start here and there. I know Fabio Castro is a name that could come up from the minor leagues and get a start or 2. I think it might be more of a, we're going to bring up some arms to help out that bullpen.
Well, Scott Downs, by the way, is coming back up today. He has not been activated yet, but he has returned, likely to be activated in the next few days. His toe problems no longer ailing him. He pitched yesterday.
He has been pitching every other day in the minor leagues and had a clean inning in his game yesterday.
When asked earlier today if Downs goes immediately to the closer role, Cito Gaston says Scott Downs will immediately go to the bullpen first. They'll wait. Slicing down the line and misses foul. Torrey Hunter. What an impact he had on the Minnesota Twins organization and this organization. 1-2.
That pitch there is going to set up this next one. Bust him in, stand him up, push him off the plate. Now if you've got a good change up in that arsenal and you can place it down and away, that's where you're going to go. There it is. Hunter wasn't even biting.
He's been around the block a few times.
He was thinking right along with Ricky Romero.
Here's the 3-2. You were waiting for a call there, weren't you? Romero mad at himself, maybe the call. And a walk to Hunter brings up Vladdy Guerrero.
Yeah, upset. That one looked like it caught the plate.
Maybe a little low. Chavez trying to frame it.
He got the plate, but I think that one was called low.
Now big Vladdy Daddy. Vladdy Guerrero. Almost gets away from Lyle Overbank.
Save that move when you need it. When you need to pick a guy off, this isn't the time for that. 6-0, 2 outs in the third inning. Maybe later down the road you need that step off snap throw to get a big runner.
Looking to snap it down to first base too. Have you ever had a chance to shake Vladimir Guerrero's hand? I'm thinking, were you able to get rid of it? I'm just thinking through the years, all the pine tar that's been on that bat from his helmet.
I would like
Those
to.
are strong hands.
But yeah, I don't know if I'd be able to get it back.
Yeah. He's always had the pine tar on his helmet that he goes to and puts a little more on his hands.
First day of the season.
Yeah.
He's got it on his helmet.
Never worn gloves. 2-0 pitch. Drives it up the middle. So 2 on now. And Juan Rivera, another guy with some pop, will come to the plate.
Guerrero has some sound when he hits the ball squarely. That was a loud thud. 2-0. Been a great low ball hitter in his career. Throws his hands in the head of the bat right at that ball. Missile right back through the box.
It's been one of the great players of this generation, like Torrey Hunter. You know, playing out on the West Coast. First of all, playing in Montreal, not getting a lot of recognition there. He was always known as one of the great right fielders in his young days with a cannon arm, and then has become predominantly a DH in the last few years, and now being on the West Coast as well, where I don't think the Angels get as many props as they should have. This guy has put up Hall of Fame numbers.
And he just keeps going and going and going. He's a Hall of Famer for me.
Now Juan Rivera, home run yesterday, went the other way. 20 home runs, 71 RBIs, and maybe one swing away from making this a very different ball game.
His home run yesterday made it a different ball game. It was a 1-run game. And he hit that fly ball down the right field line. 20 home runs now for Rivera.
Popped him up. Scudero calls for it. Will make the play. Out number 3. The Angels strand 2 again. 6-0 after 2.5. The Doc, Roy Halladay, goes for win number 14, and Jeff Neiman, the rookie, goes for win number 12. Hello, all you up there. Watching on the monitor, getting a good seat. We're indoors again today, and a lot of rain over the last few days. Some inclement weather in southern Ontario. Blue Jays, the 6-0 lead to the bottom of the third inning. Travis Snider, then Raul Chavez, then Marco Scutaro. Snider the other way. Torches one deep to left field, and it is gone. Kid does it again.
Yeah, I was just thinking 2-0. It's a time to throw some head right here. Throw the head of that bat at a ball, see how far you can hit it. And he, like Adam Lynn, has power the other way. He's not just a guy who has to pull the ball to hit a home run. Sinking fastball down and away, and he certainly did through the head of the bat. Right at the ball and over that scoreboard for home run number 5. That makes it 7-0.
Now Chavez, second home run for Snider since he's been recalled. He made a grand entrance back to the Blue Jays with his first at bat against the Red Sox and had a home run.
When he fills out and learns the league just a little bit more and understand what it takes, he is going to be good. You can just see that ability, the way the ball jumps off of his bat. And again, he doesn't have to pull the ball to hit home runs. It's a sign of a good hitter, you know. He's got a bright future.
You know, and when you look at cornerstones over the last few years, we've always talked about, you know, the cornerstones for the Blue Jays. Obviously, Alex Rios no longer here, and Vernon Wells were always kind of those guys. And now it's a, you know, a new era when you think about it in many ways, with Adam Lind and Aaron Hill and Travis Snider, who could be, you know, another face of this franchise. These are guys, you know, arguably all of them with, you know, potential 35 home run power a season. Maybe more.
It's a good building block. It's a good nucleus of young hitters. And they play important positions also. Hill playing second base. That's an important position.
Scutaro chips in.
Boy, no pressure today. Go up there and just hit the ball hard. Snider homers to left. Chavez makes it out. Nothing that guy can do. Mike Scioscia right there. He's already had one of these games in this series where he's had to use a lot of innings from his bullpen.
Well, the Blue Jays also know that they had a 5-0 lead early the other night against this team and just hung on.
And it was close, right?
7-0 the score now, and Aaron Hill.
If you're going to have these kind of games, you want to have them in September. Rosters expand. You've got some extra arms, and you don't have to use your number 1, number 2 guys in your bullpen. They just needed some extra arms. They are going to go with 4 starters right now until Saunders comes off the DL on Wednesday. But right now, they're using 8 relievers and 4 bench players.
Ball and 2 strikes. Chance for 2 here. And Rodriguez gets out of it. But Travis Snider crushes one to left field. the Blue Jays open up a 7-0 lead. They partnered with Jays Care Foundation to host Roy's Box. Children and their families from Sick Kids Hospital, Halliday's guests in today's game. They get some merchandise and gifts along with a personal visit from the doc. For more on Doc's Box, visit bluejays.com/jayscare. And nothing better after visiting so many real doctors to see the pitching doctor. Congratulations to Roy and his wife Brandy through the years for what they've done with that. And have done it very quietly.
Yeah, everything. You'll see him up there in uniform before the game, signing autographs.
Mike Napoli leading off here. I know a lot of kids who have had a chance to visit that box, and you know there are a lot of kids from sick kids, families that are affected by health issues with their children. Can't talk enough about what Sick Kids Hospital means, not only to this city but to this country. Do great work there. Napoli fouled out back in the second inning. One hopper to Scudero. You know, there's a young man in the crowd today. His family knows a lot about that. He's had a few health issues. That's Max Biskey. He's got his brothers here today, Jack and Sam. And Max had open heart surgery. There he is, kind of ducking down. But when he was 10 days old, and has had a number of surgeries through the years, I've had a chance to get to know him. He is the biggest baseball fan I have ever met. He's from Chatham, Ontario. He never really had full use of his right arm, but I can tell you something. Just over a week ago, he pitched a no-hitter.
That is awesome when you told me that. Reminds me of Jim Abbott,
who he idolizes. Chatham Diamonds threw a no-hitter, so good on you. He is a huge Blue Jay fan. Isn't Jim Abbott something?
Yeah.
One of the great stories in baseball through the years. One-arm pitcher.
Threw a no-hitter with the Yankees.
Max has followed in his footsteps. Just to show you, when you have a dream and you have the drive, anything's possible.
You have to have that determination. And don't let anybody tell you you're not going to do it. Something Ricky Romero has to tell himself right now with a 1-out walk to Kendry Morales.
Second base on balls issued by Romero today.
He hasn't been his sharpest sharp. We saw him like that at the beginning of the season, where he was working quick innings, getting in and out, throwing lots of strikes. Mainly he was getting his changeup over. Now the scouting reports have gone around. Batters know him just a little bit more, so they have been waiting him out. So he has to be able to throw that changeup and curveball for called strikes in a good spot. That's 2 in a row right there. He has had base runners this afternoon. He's stranded 5 already through the first 3 innings here. So he's pitched in and out of trouble. See him get some 1 or 2, 3 pitch at bats right here to keep that pitch count down, so Cito Gaston can use him late into the game. 3 in a row. He must be listening. Got to use that changeup, and you got to throw it for strikes.
Yeah, he's really settled in here since that first inning.
First strikeout of the afternoon for Romero, and he uses that changeup to get Kendrick out in front.
Now Eric Ibar. Ground ball out in the second. Yesterday, Ibar was 3 for 4 with a couple runs scored.
Yeah, a great defensive play.
Oh, yes.
This is the guy that the Blue Jays really wanted when they were talking trade with the Angels earlier this year. Ibar, and it was a deal breaker. The Angels were not going to give him up. Some of the other players they said yes to come here. That was the Roy Halladay trade. Everybody I talked to said this is the guy that they were targeting, that they wanted. A young, slick fielding shortstop. And the Angels said no way. Gets to a lot of balls.
I think that's the running commentary he and Scudero have going at short, both among the leaders in fielding percentage. And wouldn't you know it, grounds over to Scudero, makes the out. There you go. 7-0 Blue Jays. Already a base hit, run scored, homer yesterday. Coming to the plate. You could chat with Adam tomorrow. What kind of type chat? Text chat. I guess they call it a chat. Adam will chat tomorrow with you online. Go to BlueJays.com for more from 1 to 3 tomorrow, and log on and You can, I was going to say listen to, but you can read Adams' comments. 24-5 home run season, 79 RBIs.
He was telling me when we were in Texas, I was asking him about how he is able to hit that ball so well to left field. He said his father taught him that when he was younger growing up. He really worked with him on throwing balls away, close up some of those holes in your swing, and credited his father with making him a good hitter.
Mr. Lind, you did a good job.
Yeah. But good hitters just keep learning. They keep wanting to soak up that information and learn to become better hitters.
That's why you often hear, people say you're a natural born hitter, or whatever it may be. You're a natural. Yet, one thing about all the naturals that have become great ones, they have hit more baseballs than anybody else.
They worked hard. I had this discussion once with Pete Rose about hitters. Are they born hitters? Kind of what you're just saying, natural hitters. Are they born good hitters? He said they're only born with one good thing: eyes. You have to have good eyesight. He said good hitters are born with good eyes. The rest of it is a lot of hard work, experience, practice to be good hitters.
3-1 pounded into that field turf. Over to Kendrick for out number 1. Did you happen to read Mike Schmidt's column about his old teammate Pete Rose?
That was interesting. That was interesting.
Talking about how it's about time that Pete Rose definitely deserved consideration into the Hall of Fame, and he made some very compelling arguments, talking about how if Bart Giamatti was still alive, that Pete Rose would be in the Hall because Giamatti and Rose would have talked it out. He would have followed Rose's journey over the last few years. And as Mike Schmidt said, all these players who are getting off a little bit of the steroids, getting off in terms of people apologizing, or they're apologizing and then immediately going back to making lots of money, that Rose has been banished for life and now, has to sign autographs to pay the bills.
To make money.
That was a very interesting article. Do you think Pete Rose should be in the Hall?
Yes. Eventually, I think he should get into the Hall of Fame. I don't like comparing, steroids to the gambling part of it, but I also believe that, we are a nation and a people of forgiving. And if you forgive in your heart and you pay your time, pay your dues, if you will, then I think eventually Pete Rose will get in the Hall of Fame.
It's a pretty sad statement, though, when the greatest hitter of all time in your sport is not in your Hall. Obviously he knew that he had done wrong, and again violated the biggest rule in baseball at the time, which I think is still in a lot of clubhouses, about not gambling.
And here's another argument: he was caught doing that, and he admitted to doing that as a manager, not a player.
1, 2, 3 go the Blue Jays here in the 4th. 4 down. Jays are 7 up at Rogers Center. days. Sports Center on the road. All these cities across Canada that have won, that have needed to refurbish some sports facilities and the such. Sports Center is in Kingston, Ontario today, right after our ball game. Aaron Detition, Jennifer Hedger, BC yesterday, Kingston, Ontario today. Sean Figgins is third at bat this afternoon. Ricky Romero working on his shutout. Only 4 hits from the LA Angels. 2 of those came in the first inning.
This top of the lineup is so tough for the Angels because they make you work. They make you try and get you out. Starting with Figgins and then Abreu. Both of them in the top 5 in the American League in pitches seen per at bat. And you think, well, that's not that big of a deal, right? Well, it certainly is as you turn that lineup over and you come out here in the 5th inning and you have a leadoff hitter like Figgins. Get your pitches up as Aaron Hill keeps Figgins off the base with a nice play to his left. Made a play here the other night that was a game-saving line drive catch. And now he keeps Sean Figgins off the bases by going to his left hard and then with a good strong throw. He's always had a good arm. Gets Figgins. Bobby Abreu 5th in the AL in pitches per plate appearances, at about 4. And that takes its toll on the starting pitcher as you get into the 6th, 7th, 8th inning. If you don't have a deep bullpen, I think that's one of the main reasons why they've had so many come from behind victories this year. They're right up there in the American League in come from behind wins.
Alfredo Griffin again. They still love him here in Toronto. 38 come from behind wins. 2nd in the majors.
Club record for comeback wins was set in 2004. And they might get that. Alfie always having fun with the fans.
You must have some great Alfredo Griffin stories.
Oh, yes.
Can you tell them on the air?
Oh,
or do you have time to tell them?
I don't have time to tell them. Oh, he's just a fun teammate. The veterans would stay down at the back end of that dugout and just laugh and have a good time. But when the bell rang, when Cito Gaston called on us, we were ready to go. Grounded again to Hill. The funniest impression I have of Alfredo Griffin was that day in New York when Jack Morris was going for win number 20 and we had a huge lead against the Yankees and it was pouring down rain and we were trying to get 5 innings in, and Alfie goes up there and Greg Cattery throws the ball up on the backstop and he swings away at the ball. I don't know if you remember that. Just trying to make an out, and we're like dying in the dugout, just laughing. Just the shot of him swinging at a pitch that is up on the backstop. And right there, the home plate umpire said, okay, that's enough. Shut it down for a couple of hours, and Jack came back out, got his 5 innings in, and we won the game, and he won his 20th.
Line the other way, right to Travis Snider. Side retired, top of the 5th. Snider to bat, and this bottom of the 5th coming up. Their Blue Jays t-shirts. First 10,000 fans on Sunday, September 6th. The Yankees will be in town. 416-341-1234. It's your Blue Jays shirts. Blue Jays all over the LA Angels today. Heading to the bottom of the 5th inning. 8 hits for the Jays, 7 runs. Ricky Romero tossing so far a very tidy 4-hit shutout. Randy Ruiz, probably the big turning point hit in this ball game so far. 3 RBI double back in the 2nd inning.
Before that at bat, he had driven in 3 runs in his time up here, all of them on solo home runs. So it's good to see him come up with a big hit in a big situation. Bases loaded, hits a ball down the right field line, all 3 runs scored, and that was it for today's starter for the Angels.
Got under this. Ibar calling off Kendrick for the first out here in this bottom of the 5th inning.
Does Eric Ibar, that shot we just had of him right there, does he remind you of anybody when you see him in the face? You were telling me the other day that Ruiz looks like Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, a little bit like Muhammad Ali.
Doesn't he look like somebody who was here in the back-to-back weekend? Manny Lee.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't he look like Manny Lee?
There you go.
Who was a very good shortstop on the Jays 92 team.
Jose Bautista. I think there are a lot of I think everybody's kind of a lookalike. A lot of lookalikes out there. Maybe tomorrow. See, in big blowout games, big league games, we can talk about that tomorrow. We'll get some pictures because there's a pitcher tomorrow that has a lookalike too. So
for Tampa,
doppelgangers. Blue Jays try to get their 57th win of this season.
How about Rodriguez? 4th time he's been called up. He's got a good little sinker. You know, his longest outing in his career with the Angels was against this same Blue Jay team. That was back in May when the Jays were out in Anaheim. He threw 3 2/3 innings versus Toronto. Looks good here this afternoon. The only mistake he has made was the home run to Snider.
Manny Lee lookalike. Ibar. It's another play here, and now here comes Snider again. Reminder about SportsCenter coming up. It's Jay Onright and Dan O'Toole who are doing the tour of the East, so they're in Kingston today. And I know watching SportsCenter yesterday, probably a lot of sports fans getting ready to join the crew. Kingston will have some fun with Onright and O'Toole. Here's Snider. Home run and a walk. And a line drive, single. Punches one up the middle.
One of the things that the Blue Jays wanted to work with Travis Snider is use your hands just a little bit more, not your arms. Difference being that your hands control the head of the bat a little bit more. We saw that in his home run, and now we see it first pitch swinging here. Tracks it with his eyes, and then the hands blast that ball right back through the middle. Watch the head of the bat from his hands stay on top of that ball. Nice short swing right back through the box. Good afternoon for Travis Snider.
A couple of other games going on this afternoon. Pedro Martinez, pitching for the Philadelphia Phillies, had a 6-run lead even before he threw his first pitch. Phillies scored 6 against the Mets. Right now it's 8-4. Martinez still pitching in the 5th inning for Philly. And getting past Figgins. Now 2 on with 2 out, and the Blue Jays have done some damage with 2 away today.
First inning. First 2 batters go down, and they go and get 3 runs on 4 hits. Second inning, they score 3 of their runs after 2 were out. And now first 2 batters go quickly here in the 5th inning. Back-to-back singles by Snider and Chavez. Marco Scudero, who's been on base a couple of times, will bat for the 4th time here in the 5th inning.
Walk, base hit, run scored, fly out. Cleveland leads Seattle 4-1 in the 6th. Junior Ken Griffey, 13th home run for the Mariners. Marlins leading the Braves 5-4 in the 4th. Washington Nationals leading Milwaukee 6-1 in the 4th. Texas leading Tampa Bay 3-0. That's in the 4th. Orioles on top of the White Sox 4-1. Later tonight, the Yankees and the Red Sox. Red Sox bounced back in a big way yesterday after getting shelled the night before.
They scored a couple of touchdowns. A.J. Burnett got lit.
Scudero lights one up here. Snider will score, barreling home. 8-0 Jays.
You know, they are teeing off right here, their last 3 batters. I mean, it looks like they are winding up and ready to swing. Scudero, this time up first pitch, he fouled the ball back. Now, watch this. Wham, right on the inside part of the plate, hits it hard down the left field line. Only Rivera's good fielding gets over there to cut that ball off, or that's extra bases.
Now Aaron Hill. 1 for 3 today. 1 for 4 yesterday, and again had the home run, his 29th on Friday. Ibar, little screen supplied there, but the Blue Jays add another. Thanks to Marco Scudero, 8-0 through 5. Sixth inning, and Vladimir Guerrero homered yesterday, single today, and this, we talked about him being a bad ball hitter. How about this one?
How about a free swinger? This ball actually hit the ground, and he swung at it and was able to get a base hit out of it.
He'd make a great cricket player.
Look at that, about a foot in front of home plate. And he gets out there and totally legal.
Yeah, August 14th he did that, and it's not the first time he's done that, by the way. That's he's actually taken one out of the yard.
As a member of Montreal, he goes deep on a ball that bounces in front of him.
And another base hit for Vladimir Guerrero, and that is something that, you know, guys have done before. Ichiro's done it a number of times.
Where he's kind of like going towards first base, kind of leaning. Such a good low ball hitter is Guerrero. Goes out there and gets it.
You said it earlier, though. You know, you have to have good hands.
Yeah.
But you have to have great eyes.
Great eyes. To be able to
get one off the turf or the mud.
I was watching a show yesterday when Yogi Berra was talking about he was another bad ball hitter. And they said, well, you know, see the ball and hit the ball because that's what it's there for, to be hit. In Guerrero's case, it doesn't matter if it bounces.
This is the first time this afternoon that Ricky Romero has put the leadoff hitter on base. He's had good command. Again, just one rocky inning. That was in the first.
He had his first 1-2-3 inning last inning.
And there's another base hit. So starting to get to Romero now. Last time he gave up back-to-back base hits was back in the first inning, so I'm sure Cito Gaston will monitor this.
After this one is done, the Tampa Bay Rays come into town here at the Rogers Center, and we've got some good matchups for you. Jeff Neiman versus Halladay tomorrow, Shields and Cecil on Tuesday, and then Kazmir and Zebchinski on Wednesday. All of them here on TSN. So the Rays are starting to make some noise in the wild card race also.
Blue Jays, who have really flatlined over the last couple of months, they are meeting some stiff competition. A lot of teams in contention, including this team, of course, the AL West division leaders. 2 on, nobody out for Mike Napoli.
Napoli has looked very comfortable against left-handed pitching this year. 373 against lefties. 17 home runs. He homered here the other night for his 60th career home run as an Angel. He is one off the Angel record for home runs. 61 is the record, and it's held by a former Jay. Benji Molina hit 61 when he was with the Angels, along with Lance Parrish.
Record for Angel catchers.
You can see why he's got 17 home runs and just over 300 at bats. He's very strong. Swings hard.
The 0-2. Ricky Romero's first meeting with the Angels. Sure, growing up in California, a team that he watched a lot. Played his college ball at Cal State Fullerton. Our first round pick back in 05 of the Blue Jays. Finally getting a chance to show his stuff 4 years later. Not quite as sharp this inning as he has been in the previous 5.
He's out of the stretch now, and he's going to have to make a pitch. I thought he had Napoli set up for a change up there. He threw it, but he bounced it. Napoli's last time up hit a sharp grounder right at the shortstop. That is what they're looking for right here. Something on the ground, and they'll be able to turn it. But he's a fly ball hitter. Gets under a lot of balls, doesn't get cheated.
Bautista on the hop, trying to turn two. No, safe at first is Napoli. Crowd does not like that call.
The throw to Aaron Hill was a little high, so the timing was messed up a little bit. We were talking a couple of innings ago about the breaks that the Angels get off of bases. Bautista backs up a little bit and it takes off on him, and there's a break right there from Rivera. Breaking from first base and getting in on Aaron Hill to upset the timing along with the high throw. Rivera, the runner who was at first base, got into Aaron Hill, didn't have as much on it, wasn't as quick, and Napoli beats it out.
Kendry Morales, runners at the corners, one away. Romero would love to initiate a ground ball double play out here. That's a good pitch. Bottom falls out. The change up, 84 miles an hour.
He's a 300 hitter, so he has the ability to hit the ball from foul line to foul line, not just a pull type hitter. If you're going to throw that changeup out there, get it off the plate.
Going back is Scudero. Won't get to it. Guerrero will score, and the shutout now spoiled. On a little looper from Kendry Morales, his 83rd RBI on the season.
Plate coverage, the ability to handle all kind of pitches.
Second baseman.
Up in the strike zone, down, in, out, whatever. Muscles this pitch. It looked like a slider that got in on his hands, but strong enough just to loft it out of Scudero's reach. 7 hits now for the Angels, and they get that run back that the Jays scored last half inning.
You know, if they can add a few more to this tally here in the 6th inning, there's still a lot of baseball left in this game. Team that's known for their comeback victories. Right back to Travis Snider. Strong arm down to third base. There's 2 away.
That almost worked out nicely for the Blue Jay. Napoli wasn't sure if that ball was going to fall in front of Snider or if it was going to carry to him, and he actually broke towards third base and then realized that it's going to carry. On one knee, Snider gets it. I think that throw was going to second base, but he overthrew Scudero.
Now Eric Ibar. With 2 away, 1 across already. 3 base hits off of Romero in this inning. 7 in the game for the Angels.
I get that feeling too. When you were just talking about, hey, a base hit here, another runner there.
I know it's an 8-run lead, but there's no lead, no safe lead in baseball.
Not when a team is averaging about 7 runs a game over their last 38 games.
And especially against a team, nothing against the Toronto Blue Jays right now, but this is a team with a very frail psyche right now. You know, and
it's a good point.
As you've seen this last week, booted the ball around a couple of games ago. A lot of young guys on this ball club still. And you can see the road records of the Angels.
They didn't know how to play on the road. Angels, Yankees, Red Sox, veteran teams that know how to win. when they are on the road.
Romero trying to stop it here. That curveball, not that one, but some of the curveballs earlier have really had a lot of cut to them.
Yeah. He'll backdoor him to those right-handers, try and get them to give up on it. And then he'll slice up that outside corner for a strikeout. He's only had one strikeout this afternoon, has Romero.
Fly ball, a looper again. Vernon Wells on the hop. Will come to the plate. It won't matter. Scoring is Napoli, and it's 8-2.
That's why they lead the American League in hitting with runners in scoring position. 2 out base hits are golden. Ibar comes through, another 300 hitter, just trying to fight off a ball, and he does right in front of Wells. No chance for Vernon Wells to get that one. Thinks he has a shot at Napoli at the plate, but doesn't. Second run scores. Napoli with 2 outs is running hard all the way. Now 8 hits for the Angels.
Now Sean Figgins still with 2 on, another runner in scoring position, and the lead reduced to 6. You can sure tell, and that ball getting away from Chavez, and both runners advancing at 90 feet on the wild pitch. You can sure tell the difference from a team that knows how to come from behind in a winning team right now. Did you see that dugout? A lot of teams, when you're down 8 or 7, you know, you come back to the dugout a little high five. Do you see how excited those Angels were? Because they have a glint in their eye right now that say, hey,
yeah,
we can come all the way back in this game.
They know. They've done it before. 38 come from behind wins this year. They've been in this situation many, many times. They don't panic. They stay within their game plan, and they just chip here, chip there, drop a home run on you. There was a 3-run home run the other night that cut that lead to 1. And it was like, uh-oh. Jays were able to get out of that one. Big lead here. It's a big out.
Chatting with Cito Gaston before the game, he's telling me that, you know, he has a lot of respect for this team. In some ways reminds him of that 93 Blue Jay team. You know, with so many 300 averages, guys who can do that may not have the pitching that the 93 Jays team had, but dangerous top to bottom. 2-1. Hunter Wendelstedt down the first base line. You get a sense, though, why the Angels were in pursuit of Roy Halladay as well. One of the many teams that were, and what a difference he might have made to that rotation.
And one big guy that you could pitch in the playoffs. You don't need a lot of runs when he's on the mound.
3-1, hitters count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Now, what does he bring now? After that fastball, does he go back to the hook?
I think his changeup has been good today. At times he hasn't thrown it for a strike. He's tried to throw it too hard. But when he throws it and it comes out of his hands, he's had them out in front. Challenges him that away.
Emotion from Ricky Romero as he hops the line, gives up 2, but able to stop the rally with this pitch. 8-2 now, Blue Jays after 5.5. Warrensburg. Ricky Romero. That's it for him, it looks like.
Or maybe saying, hey, good pitch on that last one.
Maybe not. Maybe he's still in. Cito did not come over.
That's usually the telltale sign when Cito Gaston comes over, but we'll see. Shane Lukes will take over. He is the third pitcher this afternoon for the Angels, and like a lot of their pitchers, spent time on the DL this year.
Adam Lind was thinking about second base there, and probably a good thing he didn't go. They were able to get to that ball quickly, so Lind at 2 for 4 now. Based on the fact that the Blue Jay bullpen is not active right now, it suggests that Cito will let Ricky Romero come out in the 7th. We'll monitor that, but Adam Lind with another base hit.
The best pitch to hit off of a reliever who just comes into the game, that first one. Trying to get a hit with a BP fastball, and he rips it into right center for a knock.
Lyle Overbay. Maybe the thinking too for the Blue Jays is Ricky Romero, 3 2/3 last time, 6 innings his previous 2 outings, hasn't had a win in his last 3 starts. He's got a comfortable lead here. Maybe just to go out and see how he does in the 7th inning. Get that confidence back after, what the Boston Red Sox did to him.
Yeah, if he does come out, and we'll keep an eye on the bullpen. We've seen Cito Gaston do this also this year. He'll come out and face one batter, the left-hander, Bobby Abreu. Because after him is some righties with some pop, and he might want that matchup, the left-on-left matchup for just one batter.
Yeah, the meat of the order, the game changers are coming up. Abreu, Hunter, Guerrero, Rivera.
So we've seen that this year also.
Lyle Overbay, a double and an RBI in the first inning. The Blue Jays were all over rookie Trevor Bell. Need not even make it through 2 innings. Built up a 6-0 lead, then an 8-0 lead, and it's 8-2 right now in the 6th. So Lind will go to second, Overbay will go to first. Here comes Vernon.
Get that momentum back on the third base dugout. Even though it's 8-2, felt like there was some momentum starting to shift, and they were looking for one base hit. Get it back, get a couple of runs here, and then we'll see how Cito plays it.
Cito probably gauging his rookie's feeling right now after that last inning. How the arm's feeling, how he's feeling. Vernon Wells.
I like that about Cito. He gives his starters the rope that they need.
Sometimes it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
But more often than not, there's a reason that you have 2 world championship rings in your pocket.
It happened with Richmond yesterday in the 7th inning.
Absolutely did.
He let his starter stay out there. He said he deserves a chance to win the game.
When many would question, well, hey, this is probably a time that Scott Richmond, his wheels are coming off a bit, get to the bullpen.
Bring in the lefty to face Abreu, and Richmond answered the call, striking out Abreu yesterday.
That wasn't a handshake from Cito there. It was kind of like a little go get him, I think.
Go get him.
2 for 3 day for, well, actually 1 for 2 with 2 runs scored. Vernon Wells walked and a base hit. Also a ground out. Another full count coming here. The Angels, they have a lot to play with, even though they've got a big record. The lead, they extended last night in the AL West over second place Texas to 6.5, but the Rangers lead Tampa Bay this afternoon 3-0. Again, the Rays are coming to Toronto. 3-0. They're in the top of the 6th in St. Petersburg. And down on strikes, Vernon Wells.
It's the wild card where it's going to be a lot of fun to watch this one next month. Boston leads it by 2 over Texas. Tampa Bay making a charge now, just 3 games back in the wild card. Don't forget about Seattle or Chicago. Chicago making a big play for their push to get into the playoffs. Picking up Jake Peavy and claiming Rios off waivers.
Randy Ruiz, 3 RBI day, 1 for 2 with the walk. Hitting .325. He's being added to the Blue Jay big league roster. Ground ball to Ibar will make the play at second and over to first for the double play. 6-4-3. We head to the 7th inning. Blue Jays have an 8-2 lead. Prediction. Ricky Romero. Well, they made the decision. That's it for him. There's the line for Ricky Romero today, and Cito Gaston decides that 6 is enough, and he will bring Josh Reneke onto the mound.
Blue Jays 65 quality starts. There's another one. Romero has a quality start, 6 innings, just 2 earned runs. He will give way to Josh Reneke. His last couple of times out have been very good for the Blue Jays. Throwing strikes, using his curveball, and throwing very hard. Right-handers have not had their way with Reneke this year. And with Abreu coming up and then 3 big right-handed hitters, Cito Gaston goes to his bullpen. Reneke, Mike Scioscia taking it all in on the left there.
So Bobby Abreu, Torrey Hunter, Vladdy Guerrero. Top half of the 7th inning. Rather than let Ricky Romero go out after giving up 4 hits and 2 runs in that last half inning and flirt anymore, decides to Send him to the shower. Renicky comes on with a 6-run lead.
Good fastball there. He pitched a couple of nights ago here. Got 5 outs, gave up just 1 hit. When he first came over in that trade from Cincinnati, Boston and the Yankees were not very kind to him. But now he has found his way, mixing his pitches well. Got a very good curveball. You can see he spikes it with that right index finger. Cito Gaston showing some confidence in him also.
Ground ball past Overbay. Abreu now 2 for 4. Team that will not quit, the LA Angels. Now time for our Rogers Fast Fact, Mr. Tabler, or as Rex Hudler calls you, Tabbles. Fast Fact brought to you by Rogers, Canada's fastest mobile network, 3 times faster than any other. The Angels lead the majors with a 26-8 record in day games this season.
There you go. No wonder they played so well yesterday. 26 wins in the day. They have a great road record also.
Then again, they're not playing so well today. I always find that day-night thing intriguing.
Why is that?
Just think if you're a major league player, it doesn't matter when you play.
Yeah.
In the morning, you know. Ball and a strike to Torrey Hunter. Vladdy Guerrero on deck. 1 on. Fouled away. You mentioned the trade with Cincinnati. The guy that was traded to Cincinnati, Scott Rowland, in the lineup this afternoon, coming off the DL after the concussion issue that he had when he got beamed in the head. He's okay. No, he gained a lot of fans in this city. Scott Rowland
plays the game the right way, and I think he had an influence on some of the young players that the Blue Jays have. Just preparing yourself, coming to play hard every day, and doing the little things that it takes to help you win ball games. Running the bases well, take batting practice the right way.
Rowland scored a run today in the Cincinnati-Pittsburgh game. Reds lead 3-0. Whoa.
Renicky can rush that fastball up there. Torrey Hunter thought that one was going to get him in the ribs, and he has to back out quickly.
Oh, good pitch by Josh Renicky.
That a way to pull the string. That fastball up and in was for a purpose, so you can drop the hammer on him, a curveball. Throws that spike curve so he can get that good torque from his middle finger. Pulls the string a little bit, and Hunter goes down. Right-handers are now 0 for 15 against Renicky since they got him from the Reds.
Another right-hander and Vladimir Guerrero, 2 for 3. And Another one for Vladimir Guerrero.
Early in the count, he singled his last time up on a first pitch ball down. It was the same kind of pitch. That's 3 hits now for Guerrero. Chavez wants it down. Guerrero, that is right where he likes it.
So now 2 on for Juan Rivera. There are some guys in this lineup coming up who can do some serious damage with one swing. Rivera, then Napoli, then Morales.
Yeah, because they have the threat of home runs. Rivera homered in yesterday's game, again his 20th home run of the season, second time in his career that he has done that. He also leads the Angels in game-winning hits with 11. So he's done it in the clutch also.
Native of Venezuela. Acquired by the Angels back in 2004 with Meiser as stewards for Jose Guillen. Ground ball foul, and like Vladdy Guerrero, Rivera, a former Montreal Expo. Back in 04. He's right up there with Jorge Posada with the dirtiest helmet in baseball. I mean, that pine tar has to attract flies and stuff, doesn't it?
And he doesn't. He doesn't want them to clean it off. The clubhouse guys every night shine the helmets for everybody, and he says, no, I like it on there. Leave it on there. Good luck.
Another curveball fouled away. Keep it at a ball and 2 strikes. Blue Jays try to keep it here. Their bottom third of the lineup will be coming up. Got a big 8-0 lead. It's now 8-2. Just 1 out.
You know, we've talked about the Angels being good hitters with runners in scoring position. Well, there's reasons for that. Look how Rivera's going to choke up now. Going to look for the ball and just try and put a good swing on it. You got to make those adjustments. Kind of a half swing there. He is hitting .336 with runners in scoring position. Now, I don't think Guerrero would make that kind of adjustment because he's been around, he knows how to hit, he knows his strength. Rivera, though, 400 at bats, he's driven in 71 runs. Trying to make the adjustment here, facing Renicky for the first time.
Trying to get him to chase, he won't.
He's in that 2-strike mode. Spread your feet out a little bit more, track the ball a little bit longer, shorten your swing, don't take a huge home run type of cut. See how spread out he is in the box. Got a good toe hold in the back there.
Base hit, and here comes Abreu to the plate, and now 8-3. And these Los Angeles Angels just do not go away.
You know, I just like watching good hitters adjust at the plate. What a piece of hitting there with 2 strikes by Rivera. That's why he hits .330 with runners in scoring position. Gets a pitch he can handle, breaking ball, and he rips it right by Bautista into left field for an RBI single. He was on the defensive when he fell behind 2 strikes, but then is still able to come up with a hit.
Mike Napoli. They may not have the, they may not have the star power that that team in the Bronx has, but they resemble the Yankees in many ways, especially late innings. Like from this point of the game onward, since the 6th inning, they pounded out 7 hits. Now 11 hits in the ballgame.
Now double digits in hits in 23 of their last 32 games.
Napoli, then Kendry Morales, and still just 1 away. Guerrero's at second, Rivera's at first after his 72nd RBI on the season.
Well, if they're going to get back into this one, the bats, which have been so good, showing them the way, are that's going to be the reason if they do. First 83 games, they had a decent record, 9 games over 500, averaging 5 runs a game. But look what they've done in their last 38, 28 and 10, and they've averaged about 7 runs a game. With a .350 average, hitting with runners in scoring position, that'll help you win a lot of games. Bust open some close games also.
Fouled up and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, they play follow the leader. It has been contagious. Their offense, top to bottom. And every day it seems a different hero. Strikes him out. That was a big strikeout at the right time for Josh Renicky.
He has that ability. Fastball in the low 90s, and he comes right after Mike Napoli. You got to respect his curveball. But if you're looking for it, good fastball blows it right by him for a big out. Right at the belt line. And Napoli swings through it. 2 strikeouts this inning for Renicky. But that will do it. Switch hitting Kendry Morales will be next. And we will see Jesse Carlson.
TSN2, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. New York Jets and Baltimore Ravens tomorrow night. Football season down south beginning. CFL season continuing. And the Toronto Blue Jays, 6 weeks to go in this regular season, trying to send some signals that they could be a force next year. Jesse Carlson now in to face switch hitting Kendry Morales. Not as good from the right side of the plate as he is the left.
260 batting average as opposed to 310, but he's still dangerous. His power numbers come from the left side. Just 3 of his 27 home runs have been hit versus left-handed pitching this year. So Cito Gaston is going to turn him around.
Bautista to Aaron Hill, and that's it. But the Angels tack one on, and now the lead is 5. Bautista, who made that play, will lead off when we come back. Stretch time. Congratulations to the newlyweds from Saskatchewan. And we'll be
game. Same thing happened here Sunday afternoon. 6 runs in the first 2 innings, 7 if you count the third. Travis Snider with a home run, Ruiz with a big double in the second inning, and now the bullpen is going to try and make it stand up. They lead this one heading into the bottom of the 7th inning, 8-3.
And as you saw there, everybody's joined the party today. The hit brigade, 12 hits for the Blue Jays, but 11 hits by the Angels. Blue Jays did all their damage early on the first 2 innings, scoring 6 times. Bautista, Travis Snider, who's homered, and Raul Chavez for Toronto. $23,935, close to the same crowd that was here yesterday in terms of numbers. It was about this time yesterday when the Angels broke open a very close game, a very winnable game for Toronto.
Especially the way Scott Richmond pitched. He pitched a great game, I thought. Made that one mistake to Romero, and the bullpen for the Angels made it stand until the offense could get going later in the game and blow it open. Lukes has been up and down this year for the Angels. He spent some time on the disabled list, like a lot of the pitchers that they have. A ground ball to the right side, and Morales will take it himself for the first out. We were talking earlier, all the pitchers that the Angels have used this year. We thought the Blue Jays have used a lot of pitchers.
And rookie pitchers, too. The Angels don't have that excuse that they've had to use a lot of rookie pitchers. They have, but they've also won.
Yeah, 5 rookie pitchers they have used this season, and those 5 rookie pitchers have gone 12-5.
Travis Snider. 2 for 2 day with a walk, 2 runs scored. Nice afternoon for the young man. Well, this time last year was still in the minors. Got a call up August 29th. He did a lot of this in his call up. 3 for 3. Played the month of September, and we had an inkling that Travis Snider would be a full-timer come 09. He was at the beginning of the year, then back problems sent him back down. He's back up again.
3-hit day for Travis Snider. That matches a career high that he had in Chicago back in April. Hit a ball hard to left field for a home run. He also singled to center, and he singled to right field.
Looking for 2. What a play by Ibar, but he threw it away. Snider plowing into him, so Chavez will have first base, but there's 2 away.
Yeah, do not take anything for granted. Snider playing hard, totally legal, aggressive slide into Ibar. Will go as an E6, his 8th error of the season. Chavez will chop the ball in front of the mound. Look at Snider going in and taking the leg out of Ibar, and that causes him to throw the ball over Morales' head. That'll make your manager happy. Totally legal because he went right into the bag. It's just an aggressive slide in the Ibar.
Marco Scudero. There's Snider, who was an outstanding football player, by the way. Hurt. Football days were over and back to baseball. Grew up in the Seattle area, idolizing Ken Griffey Jr.
Were you there when we
I was there with you.
him?
Yeah. Chicago.
Did you see his eyes?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Got a chance to meet his hero. Griffey Jr.'s homer this afternoon for Seattle. There is a good guy to emulate, particularly if you have a left-handed swing.
Different type of hitter than Griffey.
But if you're growing up,
well,
you're a left-hander, I'm sure that you try to mimic Griffey.
Who wouldn't want to be? Griffey has great hands, and he's able to lift the ball out of the ballpark. Travis Snider is going to have to learn that.
See the comments Jim Rice made to the Little Leaguers in Williamsport?
What was that all about?
About the guys that he thinks are Hall of Famers playing today. Griffey's one of them. Ichiro and Jim Tomei. Didn't mention A-Rod or Derek Jeter. He certainly didn't mention A-Rod or Manny Ramirez. In fact, said anybody taking steroids should not be in the Hall. 1-2 pitch.
I saw a blurb on the internet about he was misquoted or taken out of context because of the Yankee-Boston rivalry. I didn't understand that. So I didn't read the article, but I heard about it.
We were just talking to the Little Leaguers in Williamsport at the Little League World Series. I think he's the Grand Marshal or Ambassador. Uh-oh. Chavez could be caught here. Safe. What a peg down by Napoli.
Who was getting a huge secondary lead out at second base was Chavez. And the Angels, you can see how far off he is. Try to pick him off, but a heads-up play by Chavez. He's just going to take off as that throw comes into second base. Heads-up play there. He'll get a stolen base on that play. You can see clearly Figgins missing him with the tag.
Here's first on the swipe. Looking to add a little more insurance. Jammed him. That guy's my duck on that pitch, not Marco Scudero. Look at him, still got a smile on his face.
I saw Mike Napoli bust out of there like maybe he got hit either from the backswing of Scudero or the ball. This thing is just going to barrel in on him. Quickly gets out of the way. Yeah, he got hit right on the, I believe, the left elbow. This one will really show it right here, right on that elbow. On the backswing from Marco Scudero. If he doesn't foul that off, that might have hit him. That might have hit Marco Scudero. That's how hard that two-seam fastball was coming in. Emergency hack follow through right off the elbow.
Look out here. High fly ball left field to the track, and it just died. That ball looked like it had home run all over it. Scudero, he thought he had one too. Nothing across for the Blue Jays. Raul Chavez first stolen base. 8-3 Toronto. Monday, August 24th. Tomorrow night, Jays and Rays sit in the Cowboy section to receive a Blue Jay Cowboy night hat.
Kevin Millar going to show up to Cowboy up?
Cowboy up. Millar made that phrase famous. And the curse of the Bambino. The Red Sox won the World Series. Millar was a member of that team. We head to the 8th inning. Howie Kendrick, Eric Ibar, Sean Figgins. Jesse Carlson will continue pitching for the Blue Jays.
Have you noticed a lot of players being sent down this year? J.J. Hardy comes to mind, Alex Gordon, major leaguers who have had some time being sent down because of poor seasons. Howie Kendrick was one of those players earlier this year. The Angels sent him down to try and figure out his swing and get it back. Got off to a miserable start this year. Well, since he has come back from Salt Lake, he has hit in 24 of the 30 games, and his average has been raised 30 points. Hitting .350 with 22 RBIs. People in baseball feel that Kendrick someday is going to win a batting title. He's got great hands. He's quick to the ball.
When a player who, for all accounts, is a big leaguer and gets sent down like that for some seasoning, is that more of a confidence issue, a rep issue? Maybe get a chance down there to see a little different pitching, not big league pitching, and maybe just to.
Yeah, maybe to get your confidence is to go down there and do something. You have to go down there and produce. We've seen a lot of that this year around the big leagues. When guys aren't producing, they send them down to the minor leagues to get their head right or get their stroke right, whatever. They come back and they've done well. Kendrick doesn't do well this time. Strikes out for the second time this afternoon.
That's nothing against, again, the pitchers in the minors who are potentially big leaguers as well. But you know what I'm saying. And
well, get your at bats under a less pressure situation. Maybe go down there and take a lot of batting practice and play the game. It's important. It's important to find it and get back up here, but you have to go down there with a good attitude. You go down there with a defeated attitude, that you feel like you belong in the big leagues, and you are not going to get anything done.
Eric Ibar, 2 strikes against him. I know a lot of people watching in Kingston right now, maybe on the big screen. Sports Center coming your way right after this. That's where Sports Center is today. Jay Onright, Dan O'Toole standing by when this one is over. Take you through the day in sports. He is another guy who doesn't get cheated, does he? Eric Ibar. He goes after it.
But he has a plan. He has a short swing. Now hitting .311 with an on-base percentage of .350, but he has an idea.
And he strikes him out.
Not this time. Up and away goes Jesse Carlson for the second strikeout this inning. Carlson can crossfire with the best of them. He'll also drop that breaking ball from down under like that. Ibar swinging right through a fastball up at the top of the strike zone. When he is well rested and has that snap to his breaking ball, when he stays on top of that breaking ball, he can pitch. He can get hitters out. He'll drop that breaking ball to right-handers. Talk about the crossfire, and it'll start on the inner half and then just drop to their back shoe. He'll get a lot of strikeouts that way.
This crowd has been kind of lulled the last couple of innings, and Carlson has got them alive. A couple of big strikeouts. Blue Jays trying to put this one in their back pocket and win this series with the Angels. Something they've done a lot of, actually, against this team through the last couple of seasons. On the corner, that's strike 2. And yes, the wave goes through. The game was kind of slowing to a bit of a crawl there for a while, Tabloid. Not now.
They want another strikeout. They are into it now.
See if Jesse Carlson will give them one. Here again, base hit. And extras for Sean Figgins.
Up until that point, he was hitless. And that will keep his hit streak alive now at 10 games. Slider down and in, ripped into the corner for extra bases. 24 doubles now for Figgin.
Bobby Abreu, 2 for 4 afternoon. Guy who's won almost everything there is to win. Gold Glover, Silver Slugger, 2-time All-Star. And when his name is on the market, Bobby Abreu sweepstakes usually begin.
Had to take a big pay cut to come to the Angels, but he has left his mark on this team.
Just missing.
Youngsters like Kendry Morales and Eric Ibar, Meiser, Asturis, they've all developed into good hitters, I think, by watching the approach that Abreu has.
The 2-1. Big cut.
Mike Scioscia was talking the other day about Bobby Abreu, what he brings to the team. You know, everybody knows about the walks and the on-base percentage, but he was speaking about his team. He says our production is more of a function of getting into good counts and getting a pitch to hit. That's something that Abreu has brought, that you can take your pitches and you can take your walks and your on base, but get yourself into a good hitter's count and then take advantage of it. Lays off that breaking ball from Carlson, who runs it to 3-2 now. This might be Jesse Carlson's last batter if he can't get Abreu.
Torrey Hunter's on deck. Bullpen is up. Trying to end it here. He does. Crowd wanting a little pizza. They're getting some. Thanks to Jesse Carlson.
High-speed internet, the fastest and most reliable, period. Visit Rogers.com/fastest internet.
A reminder, Sports Center coming your way today. The Kraft Celebration Tour continues in Kingston, Ontario, right after this ball game. Getting close to that now. Bottom of the 8th inning. Aaron Hill. You know, Tabby, the Blue Jays have never had a middle infielder, second baseman or shortstop, to lead their team in home runs or RBIs in a season. And Aaron Hill right now is leading in both categories.
Yeah, Robbie, the most he hit was 17. That wasn't going to lead any of those Blue Jay teams, those great teams that had power up and down the lineup. Really haven't had a power hitting shortstop. Alex Gonzalez had some years where he hit some home runs. Tony Batista hit home runs, but a lot of those were at third base, right?
He did hit 26 home runs as a shortstop back in 1999. Alomar had 93 RBIs one year as well. But Aaron Hill has been over the moon and over those categories in many ways this season. Now Adam Lind operating on a 2-for-4 afternoon. Lind and Lyle Overbay. If you're just joining us, the Blue Jays did all their damage in the first 2 innings. Ricky Romero standing by, looking good for his 11th win of this season, which would tie Jeff Neiman, who will pitch here tomorrow night against the Blue Jays, and Roy Halladay.
For the most wins by a rookie pitcher this year. Casey Jansen is up. He will probably come in and finish it off. Picked up a save the other day on Friday, his first of the season.
Blue Jays with that dynamic duo at 2 and 3, and Hill and Lind hitting over 25 or more home runs in the AL this year. Only 2 other duos have been able to do that. The M&M boys in Minnesota.
Now we're in Morneau, and then Texas again was the only other team to do that.
And another base hit for Adam Lind.
Just keep rolling along.
3 for 5.
Don't give away at bats. And Lind certainly doesn't do that. You can put Aaron Hill in that category, Scudero. They don't give away at bats in an 8-3 game. Bottom of the 8th inning. Stay in there. Work on something. Maybe you can get better. And that base hit right there by Lind should put him back over 300.
Overbay a double in that first inning. 3-run first, 3-run second. Jays have been able to put the clamps down though on an Angels team that has been prone to be able to come back, and done it in more than a number of times. For the most part, their bullpens come out and been able to hold them at bay.
One of the better earned run average in the American League. Bullpen earned run average since the All-Star break.
Angels will go to Detroit after this. Tigers 2.5 ahead of the White Sox. They will actually fly out of here and go home and take on the Tigers.
Yeah, they've been on the road for 10 days. Baltimore, Cleveland, and then here. They're going to go home for a big homestand against Detroit and Oakland. So trying to keep that lead in the American League West.
Tigers are in Oakland today. Hitters count now for Overbay with Lind at first. To the gap. He does it again. Leyva puts the stop sign on Lind, and another gapper. Another double here today for Lyle Overbay.
Carbon copy of the first inning when he drove a pitch from Trevor Bell, the starter for the Angels this afternoon, in the exact same place, right against that auxiliary scoreboard in left center field. Lind was able to score on it. Fastball out over the plate. He does not try and pull it and laces it to left center field. If this is a one-run game or a two-run game, Adam Lind is going to score. He was rounding third when Ibar had to go back and get that low throw from the outfield on the relay. But with an 8-3 lead, you don't want to rub it in and run into an out. So Lind is held. Vernon Wells has a chance for a couple of RBIs, but before that, Mike Scioscia is going to make a pitching change as he goes to his bullpen for the third time this afternoon.
So with one away and two runners in scoring position, the Blue Jays looking to add to their tally here. 8-3 the score at Rogers Center. Pitching change, and we will come back.
Blue Jays baseball partnership and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts or descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays baseball partnership. We are indoors.
We're indoors. A blue tint to those birds. The Blue Jays in flight today. 8-3. Vernon Wells now against right-handed reliever Jason Bolger, who has been one of these bridges to their closer.
Good numbers, 6-1, 367 earned run average. His big pitch is a over-the-top curveball that he'll use for strikeouts. He'll sink it, he'll cut it, but he's got a good curveball. Infield's going to come in now for the Angels. They can't afford to give up any more runs. Jays will play it safe, make it go through.
Gets away, but Adam Lind wasn't going anywhere. Might have had a chance there.
You know, again, and it's funny how it works. If it's a close game, maybe you take a chance in scoring him from first base on the hit by Overbay. If it's closer score than this, maybe you take a chance and score there, but you don't want to run into an out.
3-0 pitch. Misses in 4 straight pitches, 4 balls out of the bullpen. And a walk, and bases will be full for the second time this afternoon for Randy Ruiz, and the last time he made the Angels pay.
Okay, a chance for a super day for Ruiz. He's already been on base a couple of times, a walk, and a 3 RBI double. Now a chance again to pick up some big RBIs and have a big day.
Lind, Overbay, and Wells on base. 1 away here in the 8th, and the Blue Jays with a comfortable 5-run advantage. Jason Bulger and Kevin Jepson have been brought in to really fill the void left over from Scott Shields, who went down in May with a knee injury. He was the de facto setup guy.
It's a guy that when you don't have him, you realize how important he is to your bullpen. Scott Shields throws multiple innings, throws strikes. Great hammer, breaking ball. He has been gone pretty much the whole year with injury. He hasn't thrown a strike yet. Look for that fastball. Ruiz is a good low ball fastball hitter.
Was looking there. Chance for 2. And they do. Vernon Wells barreling into Howie Kendrick. Double play ends the threat. We head to the 9th. The Blue Jays looking to seal it. He's the lead. This, if they hang on here, which for all intents and purposes look like they will, the Blue Jays have only had 7 wins over their last 21 games, would be their most convincing win in quite some time.
You have to go back to July the 27th when they had a laugher the first day out in Seattle when they started that West Coast road trip. They had a laugh where they beat the Mariners 11-4.
So Torrey Hunter, Vladimir Guerrero, and Juan Rivera. Again, for a team that keeps just nipping at your heels, the Angels. Ricky Romero eyeing win number 11. Hit so well. through 5 innings, and then in the 6th gave up 2 runs. That was his worst inning of the day. He was done for the day after that. And tipped, and Chavez unable to hang on, so still 2 strikes. This crowd's had a good time.
Yeah, they got into it. They were happy. Jesse Carlson comes in, throws an inning and a 3rd, strikes out the side. 7th strikeout of the afternoon for Jays pitching, so everybody goes away happy.
They get free pizza. 7 strikeouts. Marco Scutaro charging, scooping, throwing.
Good play. The Jays have played the Angels tough this year. Angels lead the AL West with a record of 74-47, but if they win today, the Blue Jays, they will tie them in wins. 4-4 numbers almost exact up and down those columns. They have played very well against the Angels, who are having another great season.
Vladimir Guerrero.
4 straight at bats, swinging at the first pitch. Don't throw him a strike.
It doesn't matter where it is either.
No.
He's generally made contact. Remember when he came to Montreal, he couldn't speak a word of English. Got better through the years, but one thing he could do, did all his talking with his bat and with that rocket right arm.
I still remember a throw he made when he was with Montreal. It was like from the corner and the warning track, and threw it on a fly to home, nailing a runner at the plate. I was like, ooh. His first couple of years in the big league.
5 tools when he came in, and Jansen, that one slipped. Oopsie.
Well, Vlad's not even going to swing at that one.
No, not even he. Vladimir Guerrero has done so much in the game and earned so much respect. The only thing he hasn't been able to do is win a world championship, and this is the last year of his contract, as a matter of fact, too. Free agent at the end of this year, and Chavez unable to hang on again on strike 2. And foul. Look at him, kind of having a chuckle with Vladdy.
Yeah, I think it got part of his arm first before it ricocheted off of his chest protector. Curve ball from Jansen, and here's the foul tip. Yeah, it actually did go off his left bicep before it went off his chest protector.
Two-strike pitch again.
That ball hit the ground.
That is a classic from Vladdy Guerrero.
That's another one that hit the ground, and he swung at it.
Cricket, anyone? Watch this, folks. Only Vladimir Guerrero.
Look at the dust that sprays up when it hits the chalk.
Man, not many guys in baseball can do that. Gaining the appreciation of his teammates. Again, reaches down and gets it. Do you know the hand-eye coordination you have to have to be able to do that?
To be able to just nick it. Here it is again. Down, way out in front. Jansen has had trouble throwing his curveball where he wants it, so Chavez wants it down, 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 and away.
And he finally strikes him out.
Said, forget the curveball. He keeps fouling it off. Guerrero goes down for the second out.
Incredible talent. Did you see the sheepish grin there? Angels down to their last out. Juan Rivera. This should do it. Blue Jays win the series with the Angels. Travis Snider a home run. Ricky Romero gets win number 11. And not even the comeback Angels could come back from this one, and Randy Ruiz chips in a big way.
Yeah, that's going to be our